Hey guys, it's Sean with Team Dallas, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 reasons why the Dallas Cowboys will make the Super Bowl this year. If you've been a fan of the Dallas Cowboys over the years, there's one thing that you know to be true no matter what team is on the field. It's that the Dallas Cowboys are going to do Dallas Cowboy things. What do I mean by Dallas Cowboy things? I mean playing down to the competition. Like, a lot. And all the time. And it's kind of annoying. A thing that the Dallas Cowboys always do is right after a bye week, we're like the worst team in the world. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of vacation trips mid-season that we're doing or post-season vacation trips that we're doing. But literally every time we take a bye week, we come back and we're ass. And not just like Ruby Rose ass. I mean like ass. But for some reason, this year specifically, I don't know why it is, and I've been telling myself all year not to believe it, don't trust it, don't. They're gonna get you, Sean. They're gonna get you. I don't know what it is, but this year, it seems different. It seems different. Now, while we're still doing Cowboy things, playing down to the competition, which we always do, which I expect nothing less from the Cowboys, one thing I've noticed about this year is we'll play down to the competition, but at least we'll win somewhat. First, I think it's best we start off talking about some of our main problems, just the things we need to change if we really do want to win this year. The first main problem being what I just said, we always play down to our competition. It doesn't matter who it is. We played down to the Houston Texans, we played down to the Colts, we played down to the Jacksonville Jaguars, although playoff team, so shut up. But it's still, nonetheless, we always play down to the competition, and it's really weird, and I don't know why we do it. I don't know what type of pep talks we're giving in the huddles, but it's something needs to switch up, all right? It's not hitting. The second thing that we've been doing this year that I feel has been just fucking hurting the Cowboys is Kellen Moore. I don't know who's been watching these games, but Kellen Moore is enemy number 1. Every game we've lost this season, in my heart of hearts, if I had to blame one person, it was that man Kellen Moore. I don't know what feeling he gets off on trying to hit a team with a double jet sweep or a double reverse or oh, I got the ball, no I don't, the ball's over here, all these magic plays. Kellen Moore, there are 2 things that you need to know, and you need to know now. 1, run the ball, please. 2, once you've run the ball and they think you're gonna run, play action, pass. Those are the 2 things that this man, I don't know what he gets off on, but this man, we can be third and 3, and for some reason, he just wants to take a bomb. I've watched the Cowboys games consistently over the last 6 years. Under Kellen Moore, I've watched every Kellen Moore Cowboy game that he's ever been the offensive coordinator for. Name me one time a jet sweep worked. Name me one time, and I won't ever bring it up again. Until that time, Kellen Moore, just do regular runs. Just stretch right, stretch left, tosses every once in a while. I feel like you're not utilizing the tosses enough with Tony Pollard, because that man is fast. Not Usain Bolt fast, but like if Usain Bolt was a running back in the NFL fast, all right? Use him on tosses more. Use him in a more dynamic role than just having him run down the middle and then putting Zeke in for toss plays. I don't get it. The third problem that I feel is worth addressing is our cornerback situation. I feel like over the last 3 or 4 weeks, the linebacking and defensive line group has been getting a lot of shit for no reason. Well, not really no reason. They haven't been getting sacks, which I mean is a thing, but I think a big part of that can be like found in this interview where it's Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons, and they're talking on the Pivot podcast, I believe. And they're talking about who makes this defense special. Trayvon's insistent that it's the pass rush group, and Micah Parsons is heavily insistent that it's the cornerback group. Well, we lost one of our starting cornerbacks recently in Anthony Brown, and I have to tell you, I really believe that it's a complement of those two positions playing in tandem. The reason why the defensive line hasn't been getting much pressure is because the quarterbacks of the opposing teams are able to just get the ball out super quick because they know one thing and one thing sure, at least for over 2 games. Kelvin Joseph couldn't guard a swimming pool. He couldn't be a lifeguard. He couldn't be a mouth guard. He can't guard the deodorant right guard. He don't wear that. He can't guard a thing. Kelvin Joseph can't guard nobody. And for two solid weeks, the opposing offensive coordinator knew that, but one person who didn't know that was Dan Quinn. And I'm not gonna talk trash about Dan Quinn because Dan Quinn has been amazing since he's been here. He's been super amazing. I think if you could combine last year and this year, I think coach of the year should be on the table for him. I don't know if offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators are eligible for that award, but if they are, that man needs to be in the running. All right. But still, the moment that he took Kelvin Joseph out of that position and put Nashawn Wright in, there was an immediate switch in the defense and how teams were playing us and the amount of pass rushes that our defensive line was able to win. After replacing Kelvin Joseph with Nashawn Wright, I personally believe that it's gone as well as you can expect it to go. I mean, Kelvin Joseph was just getting beat every single play. And Nashawn Wright, although he's not Anthony Brown, as we've come to find out, he's not getting beat every play. I mean, last game he had a pick, which was cool. You know, you see him getting more comfortable being in that position in the defense. I 100% expect him to get better as we go into the playoffs and be more solid on the back end. But for those 2 weeks where Kelvin Joseph was in, you really got to see the difference. It was like that video of Eli Manning going to that college and trying out for the quarterback position, and you just see the difference between 40-year-old Eli Manning and all these college tryout quarterbacks. That's the difference that I see with Anthony Brown and Kelvin Joseph. It's that stark. It's scary. But Nashawn Wright has been a good fill at that position, in my personal opinion. Now, on to the reason we'll succeed this postseason and what makes it different than all the past ones. For starter, the reason why I feel this year is different than previous years is because of one man and one man only. Jerry Jones. I don't know what epiphany he had during this offseason. I don't know if Stephen Jones is starting to get in his ear more and being like, hey dad, can't keep losing, man. We can't keep losing. I don't know what's going on. But for some reason, Jerry Jones came to the conclusion that, hey, if we're bad in an area, it might be worth acquiring a new player. I don't know what made him, I don't know where he got that idea from. It's amazing. It's a crazy idea. He's like Bill Nye thinking out the box. I'm very proud of you, Jerry Jones. But for some reason, this year, he's been dedicated and actually getting players in positions we have deficiencies in. Wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, cornerback. He's actually been going out and trying to fill holes. I don't know. Thank God that you sent that to Jerry Jones's mind, because I don't know what these last couple of years, we've had chances in the last 4 years to really make runs in the postseason, but every time there was an area that we were bad at the whole year. And for some reason, Jerry Jones was just head set on, I like our guys. I like our guys. I think our guys are going to get it done. They're not going to get it done. They're not going to get it done. They're not. But this year, he's been out getting guys. He got T.Y. Hilton, which has been a great addition, which is another reason why I really think this year is a reason we're going to be able to succeed. Because if you look at our top three, our starting 3 receivers, our top 3 receivers, not let me say starting, but our top 3 receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and T.Y. Hilton. I say T.Y. Hilton because to me, it's a no-brainer that he's going to take a lot of Brown's reps and the wide receiver position. Brown, for what it's worth, whenever Cooper Rush was in there, he was a saving grace. He was everything we needed during that time, and I have nothing bad to say about Brown, but I will have something bad to say about him in a little bit, but I'll get back to that. But for right now, I think it's just important focusing on T.Y. Hill and what a great addition he's been to the team. Literally, The first game he plays, his first play that like the pass is attempted to him, it's a pass interference because the defender can't guard him. That cornerback, it couldn't guard him. So it's a pass interference. The next play, the pass is attempted to him. It is like a 60-yard bomb from Dak Prescott. When is the last time you seen Dak throw a 60-yard bomb, like just a go route? Just go. Just beat the man that you're going against. Just go. When's the last time we've seen that? I feel like his energy that he's bringing to the team is refreshing. And overall, he's just going to be a very positive piece to add. And he just strengthens our wide receiver core because it was looking really lacking at the beginning of the year. Now that we have CeeDee Lamb, who is actually 100% emerged as our number one receiver, he's looking amazing, as best as he's ever played. And I would argue to say, besides like the Tyreek Hills and Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb is playing as good as any wide receiver in the league. In my personal opinion, he's getting done what needs to be done. All the calls that are being sent his way, he is answering. So his upgrade has been a really good addition to this team. Another reason why I feel like we're going to succeed this playoffs is because our group of young players is so talented, like extremely talented, like unbelievably. Like Deron Bland, if there weren't so many good defensive rookies this year, he could go up for defensive rookie of the year because he's having one of those years. He didn't even play the entire season, but as soon as he became like a main vital role of our team, he has been balling out. So Deron Bland, one of the good ones. Sam Williams, I feel like he is very underrated in the effects that he is giving for our Cowboys. I feel like he's like freaking mini Micah, but he's bigger than him. But he's like mini Micah Parsons. Like he is that same speed, that same drive. Like every time Sam's in the game, a play is made. A play is made. I don't care what it is. A play is made. And I feel like over time, it may be worthwhile trying him at defensive end and splitting him in different positions and stuff like that. And over time, I think more reps will be deserved of him. Like he's 100% in the playoffs. I would like to see him get more reps. He has been an amazing piece of this defense, and I feel like he's just going to get better as we get further into the playoffs. And lastly, the two rookie tight ends that we have this year, pressure. Just straight pressure. That's all I can say. It's just straight pressure. Them two white boys is cold as hell. Not as hell, as hell. Alright? They are cold as hell. And I feel like they've been a great addition to this team. Like every time I look up Jake Ferguson or Peyton Hendershot, one of them is making a play. I don't care which one of them it is, one of them is making a play. I feel like the only area they could get like better at is like pass or run blocking, but literally every other area they are doing their thing. Besides Peyton, you got to catch that ball, which is something that I'll get into a little bit later. But if the ball hits you in the numbers, you got to come down with it. That's one thing. I know I'm not in the NFL, but you got to come down with it. That's why you are. All right? That's why you are, and I'm not. The fourth reason I think we're going to make the Super Bowl this year is flat out our safety group. Our safeties this year are insane. Jaron Kearse, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, y'all are the truth. Alright, don't listen to what nobody say. Alright, y'all are the truth. Every time I look up, Kearse, especially Kearse and Donovan Wilson are making plays. Like just making plays. And that's what I can say about that position on our team. Those are some playmakers. Among everybody else, they are able to shine bright. When the lights are brightest, them boys shine. Jaron Kearse getting that pick last week and then the fumble recovery as well. He just has magnets on his hands attached to the ball. He's able to find the ball, deflect the ball. Good in like coverage and deep passes and stuff like that. I have no problem with him. Donovan Wilson, surprisingly, the role that I feel that Donovan Wilson excels in the most is attacking the passer. His pass rush ability, I feel like whenever they have him running down a quarterback, for some reason the quarterbacks, they don't realize how fast that man is. That man, he's like if Tony Pollard was chasing your ass. That man is gonna get you on the ground, and he can hit. That man can hit. That That man dropping hits like 50 Cent in the 2000s. That man dropping hits like Ja Rule before 50 Cent in the 2000s. That man dropping hits like the Black Eyed Peas in the 2010s. Just I'ma be in your backfield. That type beat. Pound for pound, I think that's the hardest hitter on the team. I'm gonna be honest. And the fifth and final reason why I think this year is different than all previous years, and the reason why we will make the Super Bowl this year, is just look at the path to the Super Bowl. Like the teams that we have to face. For the Dallas Cowboys this year for the Super Bowl, there's not one team that we should really be scared of, if we're being real. We played the Eagles 2 times. One time without our starting quarterback, one time without their starting quarterback. They won the first one, we won the second one. It's a very simple exchange. I feel like the Eagles are starting to fall off as of lately, and we'll see how that trend goes like into the postseason. Jalen Hurts with the injury to his throwing shoulder, nobody's seeming to make a big deal about that for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. It seems like it's gonna be a very big deal, especially since it's happening right before the playoffs. And the number one thing about the playoffs is moving with momentum. Like, the team is not having momentum right now, and especially him is not having momentum right now because he hasn't been in the recent games. Like, how is he supposed to gain that skill back after missing a month of football when he was in the MVP talks? He was 100%, but now as those have cooled off, how is he gonna look after a month of football? I just can't be sure about that. I can't say that he's gonna come back to what he was or even 90% of what he was. So that's something that we're gonna have to see, that we're gonna have to watch out for. What other teams are there? The Minnesota Vikings. Anyways, the only team that I feel poses any sort of threat to the Cowboys is the San Francisco 49er. I don't know if y'all have been watching them games, but that boy Purdy, you can't make no rookie quarterback just look that good. I know Kyle Shanahan's a GOAT, and he's made it easier for Purdy 100%. I'm not taking anything away from that. But Purdy is looking solid in that lineup, and they're looking with all the pieces they have talent at every level and every position. With all those pieces, they're going to be a hard exit, and hopefully the Cowboys wouldn't have to play them until the NFC Championship, but just depending on how this seeding situation works out with the last final week, we'll see how that goes. But hopefully Cowboys would be able to get some playoff wins under their belts before they played them, and then I would feel a lot more confident with them in that matchup. But yeah, the 49ers are literally the only team that I feel have an opportunity to beat the Cowboys. They beat everybody in our division. I would not want to play Aaron Rodgers and the Packers currently, so I think we should stay in the 5th seed. I think the 5th seed is going to be our best chance to get to the Super Bowl, going against Tom Brady, then Philly next round, and then possibly San Francisco the round after that. Just going in order like that. I feel like that would be the best path to the Super Bowl for us, at least in my opinion. But it is very debatable because you don't know if Aaron Rodgers and them have just been playing bad teams and winning, or if they really have caught fire and they're going to be something to reckon with. We already did have that bad loss to them earlier in the season. I don't know if we want to go through that again, especially Tom Brady. They had a good game this past week. Hey, that's not them, right? That's not them, right? We let's run it back one more time for game 1. We'll all see. But other than the San Francisco 49ers, I feel no other team poses a really strong threat to the Cowboys. And that's why I feel so confidently that this year is the year we're going to the Super Bowl. So in conclusion, if the Cowboys are able to manage the turnover situations, play a straight up brand of football, meaning none of that extra stuff, Kellen Moore, and I don't consistently have to keep hearing the cornerback opposite of Trayvon Diggs' name throughout the game for some bad stuff, we will win the Super Bowl, without a doubt. That's it for this video. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I will be continuing to upload more content like this, and yeah, be easy.